almost gone out. I will blow it into life. You thought there was going to be a huge explosion, didn't you?
My head swims, my stomach rumbles, I curse the rum. Knowing damn well I'll do it again. Full nod your head. I bear carnations and 90 canonical minutes that constitute a condensed canon. I jump the canyon. I'm breaking continuity where the two circles intersect. The binary afterlife myths are cultural palliatives and societal value, subsidiaries of totalitarianism. Which of the following do you believe in? God, free market, aliens, elves, unicorns? Well, while you play tiddlywinks, I'm trying to streamline English, portray the global gangsters without brutal romanticism and vainglorious class. Hush, hush. The grisly minutiae of political sodomy bore those who should care and get the collar of those who fear the guillotine in the deep recesses of their conscience. I live in rhetoric, lots of characters. Freedom, liberty, opportunity, love, meaning, fulfillment, justice. None of the above. The automobile is not the seat of the soul. Fluoride is a poisonous byproduct of chemical manufacturing processes. In the morning, I'll expel toxins from my liver. It's a mad lib mania, fill in the blanks. I edit this Reader's Digest version of literary propaganda, hoping I'm not just a tourist with a word processor. Humanity proposes, genetics disposes. I was baptized in flames and John Maynard Keynes. Gilbert is not subversive. It's cleverly counter-revolutionary in its portrayal of business leaders as idiots. TV news is faker than the $10 bill I got one night for change, but it's equally fuzzy and useless. I don't know which would be worse, working for Charles Schwab or begging for change. Participated in the degradation of others or degrading myself in public. It's only ethics. I once wondered whether an additive in malt liquor encouraged lack of black violence, but I now know. This is post-ismism. I'm hijacking this bookstore. An armful archer drenched by the rain, I'm sickened by this squalid squall and boys to put an arrow on the king's head. The general populace is a hibernating minotaur. The upper tier fears it, greatly and understandably so. In this system, you have no right to life. You have a right to what you gain in the marketplace. Thank the World Bank and the IMF. Taxation is a transfer of power and money from the majority to the wealthiest 1/5. Our founding fathers owned African slaves and plantations and wrote the Constitution to protect aristocrats from the masses. The Bolsheviks and Lenin and Stalin are history, but opinion polls mean info control. In this nation, we believe in $1. Father the Almighty, maker of suburbia and destroyer of Earth. Try not to choke when you fillet him and he plugs your nose to assert his dominance. Hideous kinky. Catholic labyrinth is a Sophoclean brooch, a way to digress from proper digestion of human finitude. There are no halcyon days in the idols of the thing. Freedom, liberty, opportunity, love, meaning, fulfillment, justice. None of the above. Goldman Sachs may as well be cooking crack. We're all chop shops dust with different victims. I love the smell of American eugenics in the morning. I used to sleep on concrete. Now when it rains, two walls leak. Who will I be when they ban the letter Z? If I were ever made a martyr, my enemies would co-opt my memory. Long after I achieve a Hendrixian mastery of the pen, racked by suspicions that I'm an idiot savant or a sacrifice of futility. This is another effective monologue, or more accurately, a bitter soliloquy. In adolescence, I played with fire, literally. In early adulthood, I refused a part of liturgy. I read selective interpretations of Adam Smith's ideas, while a man rambles about the blue-eyed devil. My store cannot track down customers with their zip codes as the only data available, and it wouldn't want to. Anyway, take this dioxin, all of you, and drink it, for it is my sacred blood, and it will purify your antipathy. I attempt to escape my manifold alienation in the caverns of most caverns. I write in the dark. My lyrics are diuretic Clintonian policy wonks. The Mississippi drowns gypsies, Oedipus, credulous avatars of Norse warriors, and scarred, tarred, and feathered magnates of real estate. Fuck it. I'll rock a mic made from paper clips and a cardboard tube if I have to. Delimiting McLuhan shamrocks and shenanigans theorems. Lick the blade. Freedom. Liberty. Opportunity. Love. Meaning. Fulfillment. Justice. None of the above. I came to the party dressed in an epic novel, and archangel semantics, it was never grovel. My tongue is stung by arsenic, my gums for the vultures. My mind is a moss, my body is a poker. Ego, super ego, are all necessary catalysts of creation. And contemporary relativism, a mask of the glowing death of imagination, is a symptom of ironic postpartum depression. So type semiotics and potassium chloride in your search engine. As a vash at the furtive tribunal, consider the ethereal VHS view of my life as original source material. My individually developed ethics require me to share the nectar, but please forget my avarice in the pragmatist sector. Applying personal practice is a veritable vector. The beggars on Market Street and my attention collectors. Now ponder a matter that you consider solemn. Glorify football players, large and rose in column. They clad themselves in sadomasochistic gear and spandex. No amount of my kisbo can distract me from the homoerotic sex. Why do you really think they refuse to let females play? Macho society allows men to explore their curiosity in certain ways. The bisexual wide receiver tries to penetrate the end zone, but the defensive backs resisting right and wrong. The experienced coach says it taken like a man, you fucking gimp. On Monday, the popular quarterback couples a class with a limp. All those cute cheerleaders make a transparent cover. I see these brutal athletes who are abusive. Gay lovers. Boys with the boys, masculine gridiron guards, participate in a game rape, well that's nothing on. Winning is everything, let's demonize our rivals. Look the other way because our guys won us the title. Even if that means sacrifice respect for females. Patriarchal hegemony, my contempt is scarcely veiled. The democratizing effects of technology are limited, don't believe the modal. Hold your firearm close in Warsaw, don't place your faith in the global. Chemical companies profit from cancerous ages in their search for cancerous cure. How ironic and deranged concepts around commerce and medicine blur. Wanna have the rope pennies, the paper liberty, the fight the CIA is my proclivity. In the crosshairs of a global kingdom and federal bottom, I can't go anywhere to seek asylum. The Branch Davidians were a commune, not a cult, but the FBI for the truth and an unrecognizable pope. That's why I need to buy myself a burner, so that I can have a chance of remaining on terra firma. You'll lose a vote when the state claims eminent domain. 9mm manifest destiny blows brains out the frame. Spin control presents going Chopra when dust rebels are wicker. Invidious distinctions can't get any slicker. Official policies, reductive, deductive, reasoning, redux. Federal Reserve Banks clutch the crux. This country's economic balls for the indefinite future. They long ago succeeded in suture. They surgically attached double signs with the right and iris, so it was only ethical for me to become anonymous. Then turn a scene struggle as a trademark of trailer park. Social dominance embarked to tear humans apart. They declare their biological imperative to screw you over, then get picked up in a limo with a jumper. And they account the poor as organic rubbish, yet would never speak these sentiments aloud in public. Thank your God, my gold is a contrarian container. Calculate your net worth, my ass is your remainder.
What it has to do in order to stay competitive in today's economic climate.
A monumental myth perpetrated on the masses by the ruling class. I staggered across the street as if a bus forcing the gas. The future freedom fighters stacked an arsenal in their basements. It's no coincidence when these industries have such adjacent placement. I'm aware that I may as well have a target on my forehead. The new me here to convince the people to consider traditional forms of folklore dead. And in this place they offer politics as entertainment and a celebrity pantheon, alongside obscene mega versions of Achilles and Odysseus. Yes, it's the champion. The running thing, the ironic stream of races coming apart at the seams. As I beam or scan your iris to establish your identity. So lean to the left, bereft the bereavement for the death of 6 billion rights. The mercenaries have been paid and carefully instructed to strike at night. Accompanied by the Human Genome Project, I see the fourth Reich rising. How can you not notice the subtle pornography utilized in advertising? Such a society we live in, we're questioning the status quo is an act radical. The brown shirts have come to quash your ideas by pulverizing beamers and clavicles. Surrender your soul for air-conditioned comfort they offer. As electricity courses to copper, you believe that you prosper, but you should have considered further before you accepted the terms of the bargain. Before you clicked on OK, before you blithely bathed in encrypted jargon. I don't simply refer to the cold contact credit codes and millennium bugs, but more to the diluted aspirations of addicts who huff with filthy fabrics of national drugs. The verbals receive fingerprints from every person's initial contact with a mouse, while eugenics requires the extermination of any citizen who chooses to slouch. Faust is forgotten that for virility he must ultimately pay the cost. Metonymy mandates a hypodermic needles be bitten by frogs. That Tom and Dan present a luciferin facade that's quite convincing. With your vital fluids you purchase worth as goods in this dominion, you're their minion. Broke-off fatal flaws and rather glad to protect and serve the knights of Malta. I intend to obtain a peace and remain steadfast and never falter.
To show that they weren't totally insensitive to the plight of others, they hired local people to be human statues at the party.
I finally see how the black hand branded me on the arm, but the Sheba mucking charm don't seem alarmed to future harm. The Avatar was made to think by us subcontractors for Latin. The livestock fleet contentedly and play games on the way to become mutton. Mesmerists convince you that you view the opposite of what is there. We've been indoctrinated not to stare when the truth is bare. Don't speak loudly of self-rule, you rabble-rousing maverick. Dangerous anarchists like you get sent to the cavernous labyrinth. When the walls shift, no trolls will appear to act as your guide. Washington, Lincoln, and Hamilton watch you to assure you choose the right side. A crimson tide of libertarians and environmentalists on the beach of America. No swimming in the briny hydrogen of liberty, a double entendre. Injustice is laundered by musical genre, is subversive cursive. Or it was until double agents subverted every original purpose. And anachronistic views, lights of fuse, sending substances a ruse. Pop success is a subterfuge until the day dictates state of being fervor. And no autocrat is reading, no hungry rat is seething. Today the Magna Carta is bleeding, but no blind believer is grieving. Mickey Mouse comes to children with a barcode load. Well to erode notions by the form frogs and toads. Sing show tunes in the dark and the absurd, but glorified exalted primates. I wear a radiation resistant suit and a gas mask outdoors, adapting to the climate. Clean air is bad for business, here's a trinket, let's call it even. Demanding public input to the legislative process is treason. My home is besieged, from my couch I plead for someone to lead. I'm beleaguered by chronic fatigue, outlaw against an international league. My BB gun is loaded and ready to massacre the Jasons and Freemasons I'm facing. No foregone conclusion, I'm virtually invincible, impervious to lethal confrontation. Childhood concussion, a presumed case of mutually assured destruction. And the way there shall exist no munitions. Saudis, Chinese, Germans, or Russians. My impoverished grandfather killed a communist in Korea and died of cancer on the prostate. They destroy the earth for ores and now co-opted corporate terms are false cognates.
Evolution, an art form that's never been created in the history of mankind.
Fascism.com offers a convergent solution for your business regime. Whether you're a gulag with 10 slaves or a labor camp with 10,000 prisoners, we'll work with you to resolve network-related issues and keep your firm competitive for the 21st century. Solutions. Faster. Genocide. Easier. eFascism.com.
I watch cartoons and learn how to manipulate the youth. The chill is fair leader across the thematic expanse where the scenery is muddy and my face is ruddy from the greenery. Broadband trafficking means you can trade your life energy for gizmos with ease. Pointing and clicking on JPEGs and GIFs that depict sexualized culture loci. Some diseases can jump from one species to another. Intelligence may transfer from carbon to silicon. If that happens, then we may have to hide in underground garrisons. My ghost in this shell won't be taken easily. My survival instinct is in sync with a prehensile technical proficiency. I'm just a writer in a beat with a task cam at a CD burner who's burned out from great morning shifts on receiving dock. Processing packages of products I couldn't afford, but not anyway. My roommates are all artists, but we still have to wash the dishes and sweep the floor. My goal as an MC is to record a back in the day song I bought last week. With such a native musical sensibilities got me this far, and I haven't really commodified art or fetishized possessions since childhood, so I guess it's only natural that I want to share the hip-hop that travels through me, but it's hours. This sleep writer with a dense metal fused with sentence at the prodding of a nymph on lithium. I'd like to call this music for rich of the generation, but I'm not sure if it's music or what it's for. Nor do I know who was jilted or how, when I don't agree with this vague concept called generation, so this must simply be my tic-tac shrunken balls gave birth to mud shrimp after I woke up in a bathtub filled with ice cubes and goat's blood. Missing my kidney, but I was miraculously healed at the United Nations engineered HIV infection by mosquito that was part of the Jewish plot to revoke all civil rights, one zip code at a time. Seriously though, at the 9 to 5 I swear fucked up my knee, I'm on injured reserve. With no insurance or savings, the only determined to robbery now is prison. I swelter in the shelter from the walking dead and my nourishment, while my seedlings fail to flourish. The first person is not indulgent. I integrated memoirs without losing integrity. My first tape of catharsis for my carcass. I'm still disrespected in the markets, but this art is far from a heartless mechanical apparatus. Leaves in the good of madness. Put my syndicated syndicalism on hiatus. The planet cannot handle so much kinetic energy. The air thickens, the water sours. My bowels sicken. Peasants with empirical aspirations don't see God for the sadist that he is.
I'm just a man, but shh, don't tell anyone. It's all a false miracle. I can't win the lottery. I can't even water either G. But Air Jordan can on television. Kids came from Hawaii to the beaches of California. Our paradise polluted and filthy like the bitches, but they're pursuing musical careers. Sounding like those guys are really they say they are. But my ex-girlfriend left me to go be with some pretty boy wannabe rich kid whose parents paid for everything. What? I can't even get a girlfriend because they all turn lesbian. The robot. profit. Downloading virtual merchandise via satellite, brought to you by the Antichrist. Put the song on your Christmas list. Some MCs think this is some artsy-fartsy shit, but I'm trying to be rude. When you got loaded guns to my head, gangster shit's for real, dude. Not these Hollywood groupie trophy, supermodel cocaine party MTV suckers, super hoes gang all suck on my porno star. You better fucking listen, because your life depends on it. Know what I'm saying, G? Because I know you don't believe in the Bible or even crazy things like aliens. Just go ahead, because I know what is. So just go ahead. What is the need for me to stand up on stage and tell you anything other than I was sent to perform at a rave in Hawaii with the money from the CIA drug raid on some poor country? But always, MCs always want to challenge me. Those people are lost and can't harness the harsh grasp of reality. But you want to know what? If you want to make dubs on my tape and sell them on the internet, then you better be getting a lot for it. Is television really crying? Or are the people watching the document about me when they should be watching the mirror? Don't speak so loud. Just like J-Ru said, filthy, dirty, lousy bitches. That's what we call them. If they ain't with the head of a dead president, with a nickel engraved on it, eye of God's pyramid. Can't depend on it, can't be a friend of it. What's the point of this? Let's get down to it. You can bet your life on it. All your virtual Y2K cash, your computer crashes. It's intangible, rectangle brain, insane. Clown video game, cable modes, zeros and ones, dots and lines. Circus and Scribe, political assault on the fault line of San Andreas. Conveyor belt, assembly line. Shh, don't tell no one. I told you. Microchip, vaccination, Martian invasion. Shh. Smurf the GOP. Grand old party time. Can you guess which presidents weren't Masons? Lincoln and Kennedy. But if the economy was to collapse, you would have nothing but paper, numbers, dots, and lines, zeros and ones. Conveyor belt, assembly line. Don't tell me. I told you, I'm just a cog with the wheels turning. The new world order, pro wrestling is cool. Cool, dude. But shh. Don't tell him I told you. I just molded you into a soldier, gangster, android. Paranoia. Will destroy ya.
No, I'm on a paranoid, just wherever you're being destroyed. And an orb with a maladroit complacence, waiting for fate and cattle mutilations. There's more truth than an National Enquirer than a news from factionalist liars. Squires inquire prior to the taking of DNA samples, but mainframe gain data and prophecy gets trampled. So cute how they generalize alien faces become iconic. Gullible would-be Gullivers admire the meaningless comment. Giddy anticipation of security and bric-a-brac, seduced by flashy electronic crack. They trade freedom for convenience and think destiny is shaped by our planet of Venus. United Nations helicopters from everywhere. Still Joe Sixpack doesn't seem to care. I never found such a king of old's unnerving. So why do Pokemon and Furbies observe me? The government has computers like specks of dust, small and numerous enough to observe all of us. Like realistic Nintendo objects, some people believe the Blair Witch Project. Yet doubt Oswald had an accomplice. Father stupidity allows the monstrous mojos to launch and leech our liberties. Entertained by infomercials and saturated misery. So I guess fame prophecy is my burden, because my slave name is Tyler Durden. The stench of rotting ethics is foul. The spiritual imprints on earth howl. For the remaining embers of humanity we live longer than now. With the aid of cryogenics and biotech eugenics, the stats endemic in the upper echelon of systemic success thrives in the House and Senate. Thieves of the vestiges of immunity left by artificial intelligence, no pathology grieves on the eyes, and heave for the souls of ended poultry organs, obviously like roots and leaves. Mortality is inherent to humanity. Deities hold a sword of Damocles over those who pull their skin back, sucked up fat and put silica in their memories. Brutally barbaric experiments that the fawning fauna and flora in bloom reduce the garden to a dune of dirt brown doom. Hum the horrible tune to the medical executioner's song as my anguish languishes. Perhaps my ethics are vestigial, soon to be vanquished after the banquet. To celebrate the Manticore's resurrection as a military weapon, they counter that those who oppose recombinant DNA suffer from decrepit ethics. Microscopes, not pentagrams or terror cars are the tools of the researcher who answers so many queries on theories about nature versus nurture. Sure, I'm a pessimist and a cynic, but I see evil within the banal walls of the clinic and taste a bitter futility, and the fruit was merely mimic the powers of a fictitious being the billions have tried to bring to life. By country of thee I speak, sweet lamb proper, 6-inch grains of rice. If better living through biology means a mouth rigged with human ears growing from their backs, then we need a return of smallpox and the bubonic plague just to preserve species diversity and stop the sensual sadism practiced in laboratories and universities. Ponce de Leon slaughtered Native Americans on his quest for gold. Medical science is an oasis for the wealthy who won't accept getting old. The sands of time make fertile soil for the cultivation of mortality. The sands of time make fertile soil for the cultivation of mortality. Ethics is an issue of which science by definition can never think. To the ventral working class demons they offer Barton Fink. On the genome map, the essence of our experience is a mere addendum. With each discovery they push for perfection gains momentum. On the verge of the greatest change of human existence since agriculture's advent. Scrutinizing public criticism is notable only for its absence. An imperfect baby in the chapel. Someone hand me a scalpel. Selection of proteins from a sequence. Unforeseen consequence. The sands of time make fertile soil for the cultivation of mortality. Exist eternally. The sands of time make fertile soil for the cultivation of mortality. Exist eternally. No technology can make corporeal things exist eternally. Our composer, Ergonomics, bars painting as interpreted by my dreamless is Lucifer Clark hears to enunciate my tick. Nobody listens, they're too busy showing their actors. There's a Clark bar case set up at every road I travel. 6 years of toil and still no respect. I donated my heart to a DAT last year and sold 11 things. When I emerged from the dictionary / subterranean home of my youth, I decided to devote my life to this art that no one appreciates. When I write a Miltonian epic entitled The Online Kool-Aid Mushroom Test, to suspicion that I'm a writer will either not my nerve endings or never materialize my waterfall masculine rearrangements of diction. Open the doors of perception for the unenlightened children of a seraphim. Post-ironic correspondence, digital revolutionaries know, and it will percentage yield from my portfolio of rhymed and unrhymed lyricism. I walk the thin red, white, and blue line separating plagiarism from a genuine unconcerned of the nature of being microchip and pure thought unencumbered by substrates of pentameter and traffic control and equalization of novelty written in the margins will either liberate or fail pathetically. Purgatory is shorthand for the Hollywood focus group sequel to Hegelian Lordship. This is my latest work of whackness. counterclockwise swimming in another hemisphere, remnants of Venice and Hail Marys that I never said. Even as an 8-year-old monotheist found a point in my confession, just a Catholic errand, yet unbearable weight of a germ, vivisection of a bubble to feel what's inside. I should have confessed to white man privilege. I'm a degenerate renegade. I really derives from an ancient Greek term for slave talk. Now we the affluent depend on it as our source of guffaws and giggles. It's safe to assume that some of my material possessions were made by virtual slaves in a factory in an exotic land. I don't wield the whip or even hear its crackle, but I demand a service I doubt God he ever wore. Middle Eastern wars are waged over the oil that eventually fuels my car. I'm a Jew to justify my consumption to Iraqi victims of massacres for black gold. Their blood coats my hands, their blood coats my hands, their blood coats my hands. I benefit from the constant threat of God on side, held over the collective head of womankind. I am man, hear me growl, feel my fist, I've got a special coat hanger and a big dick. Although I've never raped anyone, the unspoken possibility remains an ever-present tool for intimidation, whether I'm aware of my complicity or not. I'm guilty of myriad crimes. I've seen so much porn, I'm misogynistic by association. I ought to be castrated as a preventive measure. Their blood coats my hands. How often the U.S. Armed Forces order for my nation's economic interests, and I am a part of these institutions, but I cannot cry helpless, cause that would be tantamount to admitting a lack of free will. Besides the anarchist cookbook, cause I was available to a literate and able-bodied person like me, a northern gentleman who profits from the racial income divide. Everywhere I walk is only taken by genocide from indigenous peoples. So enjoy your Thanksgiving. Their blood stains my hands. Even at this moment, I need atonement for I write up their pain from my own egoist glory. Never determine the truth of the perceptions of the people who live in Washington, throw glass houses, alcohol is a control poison, but it's undeniably enjoyable. My emotional range does not conform to your original standards. Too bad for you, there are few things more than wasted time. When I tell the odds here arrive, the inevitable never serves to change. Invariably, Papa Bill, tradition contrary to popular belief. Science is not fundamentally opposed to religion, only to ignorance. Most forms of popular music receive general audience, never lies on the board of the sentiments and social commentary. Inherent to their origins, thereby turning intention and integrity on their you has to shift the morality does not equally decay your morality. Any distinction humans make between the animals they eat and those they don't eat is arbitrary. Assimilation is a more efficient method of extermination for basic insurrection. The concept of racism also construct governmental intervention in the so-called free market is necessitated by imperfect competition that often leads to industrial collusion. Forget the quasi-libertarian argument. Individualism means impossible. Sacrifice of personal privilege for societal health often gets blocked as a potential revocation of civil liberty, even when that supposed liberty hinders others' well-being. Cannabis is the most useful plant known to humankind, which may be the reason so many authorities have banned it. The cries of baby pierce the air as a mechanism for species survival. Generally, humor appeals to a natural sense of the absurd. Anything perceived by the senses become information processed and understood becomes knowledge applied to life is wisdom. The position of celestial parties can neither affect nor indicate human fortune. Foibles, however, expose themselves to astrology on a regular basis. These television screens not. It seems as though one acquires habits, forgets why. They became habits to perpetuate them without further thoughts as a mental longing for the past. Hinders betterment of the present. Something is seriously wrong when one defines oneself. Simply waiting for time to pass. One does not go to war for one's people, one goes to war for one's government. Something cannot be true to you if it is not true, period. A good conspiracy does not require absolute secrecy or intricate machinations. To be good, it must simply be successful. Microbes are probably the natural check against rampant human reproduction. Hollywood views of global conspiracy theories while appearing rebellious in fact, reinforcing the view that such ideas are pure fantasy. Humans discuss the most trivial topics before thinking about the forces that shape their lives. An individual or a group may go to ludicrous lengths to avoid acceptance of the blame that it has earned. Conversational taboos surrounding the possibility of one's eventual death is strikingly ridiculous. A man who perceives a threat to his emotional manhood is likely to resort to homophobia or sexism, depending on the source of the threat. I admonish you, the rest of your life could become the most disappointing anticlimax you've ever composed. Whoever attempts to speak the loudest may actually have the most important and least popular thing to say. Any real God whose existence I neither deny nor accept would neither be he nor she, but possibly, although it's more likely daily rise of homosexuality. A function of abnormalities and population, a sign of social decadence, is the preeminence of form of a functional pacifists who renounce violence in self-defense, have taken pacifism beyond the limits of rationality. No human being can truly accept is a hormone mentality. These sinners seem to have forgotten that it has created government for beneficial purposes and can terminate government for the same reason. It's unfortunate that researchers often feel compelled to twist their findings to fit previously conceived conclusions. A common but subtle misconception involves temporal causation. We often forget that the advancement of years merely parallels change in human reality. The passage of time does not actually cause the events of history, whether grand or minute. Do I create as an artist, or do I channel as a best? So we learn from the question, not the answer. Art is, to paraphrase Martin Heidegger, beauty in the unconcealment of truth. As far as I'm concerned, there is no reality beyond my immediate surroundings, and no one can prove otherwise. A near-death experience is not a spiritual journey or a mystical revelation. It's a composite of the dying brain spasms. Psychoanalysis is bullshit. Once we have accepted the instances of evil, then the omnipotent and benevolent God becomes an impossibility. The automobile is a dehumanizing and isolating technology. The possibility of human autonomy is limited by the inevitability of death. Take nothing I have said for the truth. Please just think for yourself. You'll find a way.
My arteries and veins harden. Something lured from the alley, I hearken to the echoes of a cry of despair. I turn to face an empty stare. In the shade I see only cold eyes, yet I immediately realize
who owns this pair of optical organs. In fear he has come only to torment. Mentally transport me back to age 12, a cold place far from where I now dwell. The present is gloomy and the future is bleak. On the table sits a tool for the respite I seek. An old blade with a bad case of bloodlust. I feel the pressure of the big empty crush. My nerve endings with all the way from them. Their unknowing burden I refuse to say amen. My only desires are cardinal sins. Well aware of my fate, my face is grim. Across the room, deliverance flashes a disarming grin. It seduces me when I take a mere glance askance. Within moments, the object has me entranced. The early days of a dark love and stark fornication. A voracious beast long dormant has awakened. Lift me and ease me with a superficial plunge. Etch my marks to every expunged. After some consideration, I take the knife in hand and carefully follow its harsh commands. Pus and plasma ooze from my arm, but to put it simply, afterwards I still feel strangely empty. I suspect that I'm still far from the nadir, and my condition indeed deteriorates from here. Somebody please shoot me. Somebody. 1991, I've stomped my way to my teens, desperate to find my place in the overall scheme, and my peers' attitudes draw out my ire. No matter how much I sleep, I'm always tired. I dread 6 a.m. when my alarm goes off, and foresee an adult drowning in whiskey or scotch. My only escape is through MC's flows, but I can't afford to buy tapes or even clothes. Kids sneer my sweatpants and corny shirts. I try to front, but damn, that shit hurts. A shell housing a soul without fire. I feel only sadness and a shapeless desire. I present myself a very limited future, pondering that liberating suture. Yet fearful of a horrid failure, I must steal the key from my jailer. Somebody, please shoot me. Shoot me. Forget sex. All day I dream about death. I hate everyone on earth, especially myself. All boys are backstabbers or snitches. All girls are filthy sluts or brutal bitches. And even my family have no love. The surest fuck is in heaven above. The soul goes nowhere when the body croaks. God is a myth and the Bible's a hoax. I'll suffocate your idols in a plastic bag. Morals suck and caring is for fags. Art and science deserve toe tags. Compassion and emotion reduce to slag. Humanity's been doomed since the day it fell, and it'll be a cold day in hell when I give a fuck about giving a fuck, and that's my philosophical crux. Fuck revelatory jaunt. A bullet is the only thing I want. First, that patience is a virtue, probably thought it would live forever. Not every claim to originality is a mirage, but art is mainly autobiographical. Lies of mirage and new wrongs on the 500 channels and 5 million sites. The facade of superficial CEOs and the data packages that are known as TV news. Managers maintenance of ironic reality that is, it keeps the populace watching it unaware that it stares at blank space while living itself well-informed. Hand over the keys to your constitution. Now the quality of opportunity is the great white host for his favorite offspring, possessed through screw pulls. Popping bottles of vintage booze and custom screw pulls. National economic interest necessitate humanitarian military intervention, bomb at the bomber's target with superfluous leaflets and baby killers. I gaze into the mall of the Matrix. Oblivious to the fangs by cuspids and motors because I'm occupied with an attempt to discern the shape of his internal organs. Access denied, DNA does not match your analysis required to open an account. Gradual, masterful, bountiful, beautiful, beat, fun, rebuttal, subtle, sudden. According to economist Paul Krugman, supporting Alan Greenspan, a market economy requires that a certain number of people who want to work be unable to find jobs so that their example will discipline the wage demands of those who are already employed. Today I pay my wicker fee and progressive tax on income derived performing as a minstrel. The most beautiful $20 I ever spent went toward 3 90-minute canvases. That the painting was terrible, was beyond his group, but his quality is moot. Lay in his blank space, my debt to my artistic predecessors. Therefore, turn of the century, immigrants and slave class of people I reside in a vacuum, vaccinated against racial and ethnic prejudice. Of course, I've never been arrested for driving while white lowercase w. Academic detachment, forging a link to me is crucial. Any idiosyncrasy, my idiom of choice is the result of quid pro quo, quadratic equations, and the cube root of my wasted time in regimented group brainwashing sessions is incalculable. Yes, I believe myself inoculated against inculcating incumbent strumpets and trumpets. Incandescence incarnated and used to a best degree to nose. Evident in the fears I basically didn't give a fuck about, which reminds me of the irony. Baggage is wearing, rock listening, kung flu flick watching, white boys would make racist remarks and finding Quentin Tarantino and idol as I observe. Tree, fine suburb with manicure lawns, tree, fine suburb with manicure lawns. We assign feelings to inanimate objects and act like morons around babies. The rise of sloth over the run of ignorance is the slope of apathy. I'm not a misanthrope, to the contrary, my realistic hopes copulate. If not to survey oneself is to commit sedition, then I break bread with the enemy. Transcend, caravan, corsair, conquistador, electron, state of the school. Installed in a snafu, stifling inscription, calling it electronic ejaculate is somewhat inaccurate, so pray these billboards don't inspire counterphobia. The SUV loathed and feared becomes the object of every fear. This is a factual history of fiction that plays the game birth to my ambition. Now is it a preemptive copy? I recall this address me by my legal name at your own risk. Another indulgent outdoor with a thesaurus, and yet I'm not yet. I want to make us out of environmental mama can do some messages in discretion and meshed in duty when the force of squeeze water from sand. You won't care about golden brands. Steal this album and I'll kick your ass. Please take a few minutes to fill in this questionnaire. Send it back to us and we'll send you deliverance made of space-age polymer. To store your religious opiates in I feel nothing in Hunt Bretton Woods. Because I refuse to see my own untimely demise. Last remember a gush of phosphoric acid at red number 40. The IMF's hard anodized origin produces pesticidal additives for human lactation. I guess that's why I look so serious. Only smile when I laugh or pick game to females. Do you believe that raindrops have free will? Well, what about insects? I'm the reason there are so many police officers. The reason management hates unions. The reason that the FCC exists, the reason politicians clutch the Bible, the reason certain acts which we'll consider illegal. The reason for 5-day waiting periods, the reason for industrial prisons, the reason for the teaching of creationism. What is an ascetic artist to choose when sexual appeal determines sales? I've never suffered from stage fright, but I've always feared the prospect of rejection. I'm not a thespian who perfects his craft yelling Stella from a streetcar named sexual dominance. But rather the condemning playwright, these epigrams and tropes, the products of a man-child who occasionally cried for no reason and couldn't cry when he had a reason. I scattered the ashes of my immature gothic horror stories on Sebago Lake and took the first steps toward redemption for my pretense of resumption, triumph of the will, no more peripatetic destruction. Mein Kampf throws fried marbles at the private riot police protect the alchemists of ozone depletion. From basing Nuremberg, Langley is Warsaw, East Timor is Auschwitz. Suck my hyperbole, I promise to quit spitting anagrams when I have nothing important or self-referential. Left unsaid, appoint me plumber's apprentice number X, the matter at hand remains. Whether I'm a writer because I'm broke, or I'm broke because I'm a writer, either way, I honestly detest the odor of money. Turpentine should get the ego with stains out. Oh, that shirt, excuse me, I hate to be the one to tell you, but you have pubic hair stuck to your referendum. You can put the genetic sequence for happiness in a catalog of tchotchke. But you can't bring Aristotelian tracks with you to Valhalla. I'm 3 inches high off sarin gas and falling rapidly toward the Small March parking lots, where a Wiccan sells balloons of nitrous oxide to Seventh-day Adventists. And Mormon religion is another chain. Chemicals added to canned foods and subsequently ingested by the public, facilitating indoctrination of propaganda proper by the educational system. Contemporary Confederate crackers comparing gifts alongside smiling Nazis with gratifying and populist rhetoric, enveloping corporate news sound bites, embodying wholesome virtues, racial curfews, black lungs, black magic, tragic electoral travesty. Gallows show the more sinister the agenda, the more charm is necessary. Moms, apple pies, adder with pesticides have been cast to a purgatory. Cast marketeers select certain colors and shapes of product packaging that determine your demographic decision as a consumer in a free market. Donate blood that patents their bloated portfolios. Television and superficial medium depend on modern manipulation is little introspection as prophets deem appropriate, but cynicism is simple non-proliferation treaty signed and endowed with a mushroom cloud after the acid rain causes a rainbow disdain for the presumed principles that put them in this position. Disregard for peasants and repentant carpedium is the marketing mantra of credit card companies and your pre-approved by touch on phone. Parents and teachers prevent potentially free-thinking children from such a condition with brittle and media mergers lead us on a march to monopoly, a global conglomerate of data. One word, one choice, one voice. The evening news anchors are animatronic sonic terminals of dissemination. The rate at which their profits increase must itself increase quarterly, regardless of the means. We cannot have a true democracy without an informed populace free from the propagators of misleading statistics. Self-fulfilling prophecies in each congressional district. Political commentary and analysis have come to mean that's how the of campaign coffers and reports of premature polls of ignorant voters who deny the obvious. Fascism requires public relations to justify the unjustifiable, helping people to consider asking others not to contribute to the destruction of the land we tend to depend on. Full pump a numeric sequence for the universal product code is a concept that transfers well to humans, but don't occupy yourself so much with red herrings of the white shark swims eye unnoticed. This nation will not become a theocracy if individual expression of religious belief is allowed in public space, but proselytizing Christians for conversion for school children to the draconian commandments. The level of attention given to any importance bestowed upon sports in the media mainstream both serve to capitalize financially on the lowest common denominator and divert the citizenry's interest pluribus unum. The State of the Union is an illusion and omen of cultural plagues to ravage those who cannot afford the medical cure. So by health maintenance organizations, Senator Judas is off duty when a teacher they say I love hubris. But mucus in my chest from the government-sanctioned virus keeps me hoarse and unable to rap executive fiat. Number 58637 authorizes the detention of any rapper known to have purchased, behold, a pale horse at a major retail outlet or affiliated with someone who has the feds have a plan to intercept an exchange of data ranging from email to fax to cell phone call. The National Security Agency directs the phony secret society maintains and now whether to throw conspiracy theorists on the trail of blood planted by FEMA and HUD. The major media have christened the political front-runners and instructed the public that they were expected to choose one of these two corporate cocksuckers for office. Genetic manipulation will enable the creation of a perfect generation of perfectly Nordic and perfectly obsequious perfect babies free from personality, free will, and free thought. Economic tax cuts mainly benefited affluent persons and companies who also profited from interest on federal deficits caused by the aforementioned revenue deductions snatch. TV commercials will become elaborate fancies, elaborately directed and simply edited. Converge. Steal the Mona Madness. Take 2. I am an unwilling contributor to a military campaign. Ask the IRS about the financial origins of the United States Ordinance. Okay, next up. If we know that human fate is death, then why do we have faith in anything to conquer this inevitability? Because the copula tells us that X may be Y, but it does not remain so forever, counteracts your conception of Sophoclean karma, fucker. So, is anybody out there from the sign? Oh, you are. Snicker. How about the visceral evisceration of dignified mortality downtown? Inverted heckling equals cogent laughter. Lies, damn lies, and statistics mixed with Bacardi. Please forgive my scattershot approach. Martin Heidegger is within my scope. I'm the shepherd of lyrical lepers who play with leopards, making pipe bombs for crackheads who endure the hazy tedium and heady syllogism of Melville, only to find out Gabriel was not the protectorate. Who couldn't love fuchsia? Tourette syndrome, 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 Tourette syndrome. So, give me labial trebuchet and je ne sais quoi until, as my credit card-driven zeal congeals. I heard Mablethorpe fucked Robert Bork, and then made an offering of potatoes on a platter to a deity to be named later. Segue to the River Styx, where the tail wags a dog. I have a soy bomb fueled by soy sauce packets of resistance in Fantasia, animator of a disturbing cone of ignorance, the prison of Tartarus. Actual redneck quotation circa 1994. They're not black, they're brown. We just call them black because it's the dirtiest color. That reminds me of when women magically get pregnant without the assistance and or permission of a male. Any progeny of mine will speak only proper Latin and pidgin English. You're supposed to laugh! The scribe's inflicting benediction! You can lead tykes to tripe, but you can't make them ingest it without Teletubbies and Uncle Fuckers. Truckosaurus! 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 But seriously, folks, I often write couplets coupled with a couple of jet lag symptoms, ice on my wings syndrome. One can never fly from one's roots, especially when it's an ugly landscape. Hey, we're in your song now! I live only so that I can write about it, an encounter with self-actualization disguised as ambition, and all I can say is thank God for Zoloft. I rode a Greyhound bus for 3 days to get here, only to find out North Beach is a theme park and Berkeley is overrun with computer programmers. The sociopaths and hedonists of yore now design programs with COBOL and C++. Fascism technologizes humanity. Draw your own conclusions and white ponies. Thanks to modern science, we know that ludicrously large doses of saccharin give rats cancer. Cue the laugh track, followed by audience applause. So the other day I was flossing with my hermeneutic celly in my ice-down discourse at the library when I ran into Ferris Bueller and a similarly named Bob. Yeah. They were discussing the nature of being as depicted in dirty limericks about Russian whores. And actually, this story has no moral compass, no reassuring resolution, and no classic mythos, so I decided not to tell it. My deviance from the herd is limited by 26 letters, 4 tracks, and 2 octaves. I suffer from separation from my ideals and anxiety. Laugh, goddammit! The World Church of the Creator and anarcho-primitivism are on a collision course. My unauthorized autobiography will include whining about all the women who broke their promises to call me. In case you haven't noticed, I don't write sentences or stanzas, just series of fragments, and if they seem unrelated, blame it on poetic license. Don't hate the player. I'm only running Kubickian sojourns in socioeconomic terms while I listen to the cries of rabbits being slaughtered to prepare sardonic barbs for my civil libertarian blowgun. The only activity I enjoy is lyricizing, preferably to the sound of bent notes and odor of vanilla-scented votives, crying, I don't know my own prime directive! To be a being I've been authentically beaten by angst, caught the net of deceit. At least I don't have a computer-generated personal identity, enriched by marketing slogans, or a priceless smile charged a visa. My regrets are few, my moral triumphs numerous, resonant within the canon of my moderated existence. I am Will. My prenatal twin was stillborn, but our parents gave him a proper burial in the name Fear. Never underestimate the power of political agro-divas with nuclear capabilities. A crisis on infinite Earths. We shouldn't piss in the soup. Our fate is death, and our faith is hope for survival or an afterlife. Think about that synopsis when you attempt to dust off the artifact, the artifice, the edifice, constructed relentlessness. Then again, if it keeps you from running wildly in the streets, maybe I should let you have your brain candy. I refuse to reify religious promises, however. Repent! Jesus is never coming back! Give me your book and I'll calmly make origami of your swami. Push your antediluvian premise to the precipice overlooking a 50-headed hydra called doubt. I'm not the mad rapper, I'm just disappointed. I attached flattened cardboard boxes to my window where curtains should be. I still don't know what a duvet is. Read the newspaper every day, but it never tells me why people believe in holy trifectas and act petrified of germs yet drive cars. I wrap gauze over my good eye and let the ugly one ooze repulsive fluids, then you can see how things really are. Paging Robespierre. Please come to the front, Robespierre. You can get far in life if you carry a clipboard and always act as though you're supposed to be doing whatever you're doing. Remember the importance of protein-fighting enzymes in the end times. It's all fun and games until the Monroe Doctrine pokes somebody's eye out. Cost is socialized. Profit is privatized. Capitalism is a corporate joke replete with ethnic stereotypes. Now eat ant poison and die! I'm perusing the personal ad for a messiah. Hey, I'm sick of the mildew in the bathroom and the futility in scrubbing the floor!